People are coming from all different types of backgrounds with different histories, different things that they're projecting on one another. And for me, looking into all of this, having experience in America as a child, as a young adult, and as an adult, I really don't have any conclusions except for we're all completely scratching the surface of what meaning is, what social life is, what our beliefs really are. Some of us have really deep beliefs. For me, my beliefs are somewhat shifting on a surface level as I meet different people and go into different circumstance. So for me, I guess the question is whether or not as humans on this planet, we're actually going to grow up one day and just be with one another. And that's still a question. I think that really is a possibility. I made that a possibility when I was very young, during the 60s civil rights movement. I felt that, it should be fine for all of us to get together. There's no reason we shouldn't. And for me, that's an internalized thing. So how that is for you, I'm not really sure. We can talk about some sort of, internal struggle, some sort of angst, some sort of issue. But every time I try to dig that up, every time I'm looking into that, I realize that there's been some sort of mask, right? Or some sort of dogma, or some sort of rewritten history, or some sort of story, some sort of premeditated way of thinking that has been superimposed on our lives. So it's hard for me to actually be more vulnerable than I actually am, because it's hard to tell what the truth is. These histories that we're given, right? These scripts that we're supposed to go by, that is supposed to lead us to some sort of conclusion, some sort of way of being. But from my point of view, I don't know if any of that is real. I can't tell that that's real, because every time I look at it, I will see, the bigger issues at hand: a war, right, a rape, mistreatment of someone. But I won't know at all whether or not the people who are doing the injustice, right, whether or not their truth was any more real than someone else's truth. And if they're looking back in their own history, right, they may be believing in something that may or may not have happened, that has kind of brought them, their family, their world into this sort of state, right? And so we can believe in all these micro lives, right? These parallel universes that are part of your universe, part of your universe, part of your universe. They're happening at the same time, they're interwoven, but it's very confusing if you're trying to make sense of any of that. The hope is, again, is that, we can somehow get clarity enough to kind of say, well, okay, we don't want to treat people badly, right? We want to survive as a species. We want to live on this planet, right? We want to do some other things, right?